who waited for the worst, but the best lived Crosstown, who never planned on having, so did. Why me, huh? Some get a little, and some get none. Some catch a bad one, and some leave the job half done. I was one who never had and always mad. Never knew my dad, motherfuck the fag. Well, anyway, I did pick up, flipped and clipped up, seemingly stick ups, cause niggas had to trigger hiccups. I couldn't get a job, nappy hair was not allowed. My mother couldn't afford us, all she had to throw me out. I walked the strip, with just a clip, who wanna hit? They got 'em quick, I had to eat this money's good as spit. I threw in braids, I wasn't paid enough. I kept them long cause I couldn't afford a haircut. I got laughed at, I got chumped, I got dissed. I got upset, I got a check and a banana clip. Was down to throw the legs at any deal and tack can. I still have been broke, so a lot of coulda, woulda, did or done. If not for bad luck, I wouldn't have none. Why did I have to live a life for such a bad one? Why when I was a kid and played, I was a sad one. And always wanted to live like this a fat one. A ghetto bastard, born next to the projects, living in the slums with bombs, that's in our watching. Do I have to be like this? Mama said I'm priceless, so why am I worthless? Starving is just what being nice did. Sometimes I wish I could afford a pistol then, though. To stop the hell, I would've ended things a while ago. I ain't have jack, but a black hat and knapsack. War scars, stolen cars, and a blackjack. Drop that, and now you want me to rap and give? Say something positive, well positive ain't where I live. I live right around the corner from West Hell, 2 blocks from South shit, and once in a jail cell. The sun never shone on my side of the street, see? And only once or twice a week I would speak. I walked alone, my state of mind was home sweet home. I couldn't keep a girl, they wanted kiss for cause of chrome. Some life, if you ain't where gold, your style was old. And you got more juice and dope for every bottle sold. Hell no, I say there's gotta be a better way. But hey, never gamble in a game that you can play. I'm flown and flown and going and no one and not now. How will I do it? How will I make it? I won't, that's how. That's how. Why me, huh? My third year to adulthood is still a knucklehead. I'm better off dead, that's what my neighbor said. I don't do jack with fighting, lighting up the street at night. Playing hide and seek with a machete, sex with Freddy's wife. Some say I'm all in all, I'm nothing but a dog now. I answer that with a fuck you and a bow wow. Cause I done been through more shit within the last week than a fly blowing a doodle on a concrete. I've been a deadbeat, dead to the world and dead wrong. Since I was born, that's my life. Oh, you don't know the song? So don't say jack, and please don't say you understand. All that man to man talk can walk, damn. If you ain't live it, you couldn't feel it, so kill it, skill it. And all I talking about it won't help it out, now will it? In Ill-Town, good luck, I stuck up, dropped, got shot. Don't worry, got hit by a flurry and his punk has dropped. But I'm the one who has been labeled as an outcast. They teach in schools, I'm the misfit dollar outlast. But that's cool with the bull, smack 'em backwards. That's what you get for fucking with a ghetto bastard. If you ain't never been to the ghetto, don't ever come to the ghetto. Cause you wouldn't understand the ghetto. And stay the fuck out of the ghetto. Why me? Why me?
Salute, MobTube. Hopefully it looks better now. For anybody who wasn't here before, I had to end the previous attempt at an addiction and recovery show because I had some technical difficulties. And I tried a new camera and it just didn't work out. It looked terrible, you know? So I'm back to the old one. This one probably looks pretty bad too, but I'm not having luck with cameras lately. So back to Best Buy it is. Let me shout some people out. Let me just, I got a giant cigar here. I got to puff on so it doesn't go out, you know? All right, Dave. Joe Root, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Michael Hensley, we love you too, bro. Who else we got? Mia Salazar, Junior Lollipops, Rabbit of Chaos, Antonino, Joseph Montanero, Mike Fleming. Uh, and Steve Cutler. There you are. I knew you had to be here somewhere, Steve. So, all right, guys, let's take a shot at this. See how it goes. Christopher Capello, how you doing, my friend? Don Berlin. Yes, I know. The other one, he couldn't adjust it right so that there was any type of, I don't know. It was a very tight shot, you know? So, terrible camera. And let me tell you something. The way that you got to be a packaging engineer to put that thing back in the fucking box the right way. So, you know what? It's going back the way it is. I threw the camera in the box, the little tripod, the paperwork. It's not in, the cardboard packaging it came in. It's just in the box. If they got a problem with that, too fucking bad. I sat here for 10 minutes trying to finagle that fucking thing. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Miss Can't Be Wrong. I seen you. I seen you something. Check when you. Oh, you sent me something. Okay. Yeah, Steve. You already know, bro. Sin compromiso. Yeah. It's not one of my Intrepidos, but it's something. Oh, okay, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Thank you for letting me know. That's a start. That's certainly a start. What is this? Hold on, guys. Wow. I never got something like that. I got an interesting email about my Naughty by Nature song I played in the beginning of this show. That's fucking crazy. Apparently, I can monetize it with the Naughty by Nature fucking song. Holy shit. Not like it matters. What am I going to make? 7 cents? I don't give a fuck. Joseph Montanero, holy shit. Is that the same sin from the other day? That's a whole tobacco field rolled up. Bro, look at the size of that. Yeah, that's huge. It's the same one. It's not the one I was smoking the other night, but it's the same one. Yes. It's Selección number 7, I think. I don't know. And not as good as my Intrepidos, but it's the closest I can fucking get locally, you know? Hey, FBS, just like me, no more drugs, alcohol, but cigars are fair game. Yes, they am. Yes, they am. Yes, they are. Great joint with that intro. Thank you, Spartan75. Don Berlin, forget about it. Toss the camera back and say you suck, and so does your camera. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Fuck that camera. Piece of shit. I'll tell you what, like I told the guy is like, well, there's better options than the one you previously have, but they cost a lot of money. I said, I don't give a fuck, bro. It's my show. I need it to be as crystal clear as possible. Just tell me what to buy. And for some reason he kept directing me to the same shit fucking cameras. So I just got to do some research on my own. Miss Can't Be Wrong. Thank you for reminding me. What's up, William Brooklyn? Okay, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Yeah, keep me posted, please. That'll be an excellent day if we get all that info. So anyway, what are we going to talk about, guys? I don't really have a topic for the Addiction and Recovery show today, so I'm going to need your assistance. I'm going to do like an hour show only because now I got some extra stuff to do. So if anybody wants to come on and share, you already know. You're always welcome. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Razer makes some decent cams. Well, Joseph Montanero, I bought the Razer mic. That that fucking mic that screwed up on me like a week ago, that was a Razer mic. So, and I had that thing for a fucking week. So I'm done with Razer products. It's such a bitch, man. You would think it would be so easy. People are like, yeah, you get a webcam and a microphone, you're all set. It's constant adjustment. Like people who have a professional podcast, or not even podcasts, because podcasts are just audio. You know what I'm saying? Like YouTube shows and stuff. A lot of them have a lot of money. They have somebody come in, set up a whole studio, sound, video, everything is perfect. I don't know anything about this shit, and I don't know anyone who does. So, and I've had it with the Geek Squad. They keep fucking steering me in the wrong direction. Bunch of fucking nerds. Chicken Hawk Lee, I have no fucking idea what it's meant for, to be honest. Oh yeah, Benny D over. I'm definitely in better spirits than I was. Oh, of course, Miss can't be wrong. Let me just see how terrible it looks. Oh my god, it's so fucking blurry, guys. It's so blurry. This is fucking horrible. And this fucking Best Buy doesn't have one in stock. Another. Oh my. I'm gonna have to go to the Best Buy in Lancaster. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I have no fucking choice. Motherfucker. Anyway. Fair enough. The Yeti is solid for the mic. I'll look into cams and let you know. Thank you. Yeah, I have the Yeti X right here, so that's the best one. Thank you, Jesse Roth, for letting me know, but it's still blurry. It looks like shit. I'll tell you how you know. The letters on the Whitey Bulger book and all those books should be crystal fucking clear. The letters in Muhammad Ali's name should be crystal clear. That's how it was before, up until recently. If that ain't happening, camera ain't shit. Thank you, Steve. I disagree, though. I'm looking at it. I look fucking just terrible. Anyway, guys, you want to talk some addiction and recovery stuff? What do you want to talk about? You live by the Amish, bud? Oh, please never call me bud. You live by the Amish, bud? No offense. I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I can't stand that. No. Well, not. I live like a half an hour probably from them. Yeah, like one day when I first moved to Wrightsville with Shanna, I was bored. I think I was my job was shut down because of COVID, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go look at Amish people, and I did. I drove like a half hour, 45 minutes away into deep into Amish country, and I just drove around and I looked at Amish people. Very interesting people to look at. You know what I mean? The farm equipment, all that old school shit they use. Fucking horses pulling farm equipment. It's crazy. Horse and buggies filled with families. You know what I'm saying? Very, very odd culture, though. Let me tell you, I found out some crazy shit about them. I feel better that it's the camera. I thought my vision was getting worse. Nah, man, it's fucked up, bro. And if I go to this other fucking place, I swear to Christ, if I go to this other Best Buy and they don't fucking have the camera I need, I'm going to kill everybody. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. Gotta be careful. But I'm going to be very angry. Why do I have a feeling we're not going to get to any addiction or recovery stuff today? I already decided that whatever we do on this stream, it's probably going to come down. Oh, sweet. JFid, thank you for gifting a membership. I've actually lost because so many of them were gifted and they don't renew every month. I've actually lost a lot. I was up to 240 or something. I now have 213. Bad shit. We're not having much luck on the addiction and recovery shows lately. Ranger Fan 11, what's up, bro? This is what I was thinking. Like, you know, you have to expand your audience to the Amish mob tube. Yeah, no shit. I was driving earlier thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Am I forcing these shows? I like everything I do to be good, and nobody wants to come on and share, which I understand, but that makes it extra difficult because I have to constantly have a topic that I could just go on and on about for an hour as far as addiction and recovery. And maybe I should. If my memory wasn't so bad, I probably would have a lot more stuff to talk about. But other than telling my own stories, which I have pretty much a lot, plenty of times, I don't really know. What to talk about all the time. So maybe I should just do these addiction and recovery shows when I have something to say. You know what I mean? It's just like my other shows, believe it or not, guys. Don't get me wrong, it's a little easier because people in the chat talk about what's been going on during the day. They bring people's names up and I can rant about them for a little, but there's been times where I did no shows, especially in the daytime when I was only doing night shows. It's fucking hard. Even when you got all these enemies, it's hard to come up with something to talk about twice a day for hours at a time. So maybe I should just do these shows when I am feeling it and I have something to talk about. I'm not sure what to do. I would like to expand this so we have more people, and some people are willing to share. But I'm very surprised that nobody is willing to come on here and tell their addiction and recovery story. It's actually disappointing because you don't even have to show yourself or tell us who you are. All you got to do is come on with an avatar and just talk. But nobody wants to do it. I don't know what to do. It's kind of impossible. This would be like if somebody was holding AA meetings every day and nobody wanted to share. Nobody would speak during their AA meetings. It's just you, you know what I mean, at the podium talking to a bunch of people. It's very difficult. You should collaborate with Selfie Queen Cindy. She's an addictions counselor from the Hive. Oh, really? I absolutely will. What about food addiction? Well, I'll tell you what, Duchess of Petty. If you've experienced that or somebody you know has, you know a lot about it, I'd be glad to discuss it, but I don't know anything about it. I couldn't really talk about it on my own. Yeah, Christopher Welty, I honestly need that at this point. I've told you so many of my own stories, and of course, there's stories I just can't tell, especially crime related stories and stuff. But I don't know. It gets to a point where you do run out of shit eventually. Medication assisted treatment. JFit, as far as what exactly? Do you mean like methadone and Suboxone and stuff like that? I believe Shanna told me that every rehab and stuff now has to offer medicated assisted treatment in order to for insurance purposes and stuff. If that's what you mean, okay, JFid, sounds good. If that's what you mean, listen, I've said some things. I'll be straight up. We've been talking about Johnny Mac lately, okay? Now, what I say about him with the methadone is really how I feel. Don't get me wrong. If methadone keeps you off heroin, I guess it's a good idea. But if you're on it for 8 years, I mean, there's got to be an end point. In my opinion, there's got to be an end point. How long can you be on methadone? You know what I'm saying? As far as Suboxone and stuff like that, of course. I mean, yeah. Listen, if medication can stop you from doing any drug or alcohol, especially something like fucking heroin, then of course I'm all for it. I don't understand. There's got to be, Suboxone, Vivitrol, methadone. Yeah, Vivitrol. If I understand it correctly, the thing with Vivitrol is, like I knew a girl named Allie. It's the only person I ever knew on Vivitrol. I worked with her at Syncreon, right? And she would get the injection or whatever. She got it once. I'll tell you this. By the end of that 30 days or whatever, she wanted to get high and drink and shit. So she said, fuck it, I'm not getting it again. So if it's up to you to keep getting it, I don't know. But I guess it's the same as you going to get methadone. That's the only case I know of, so I don't know how effective it is. If people are good with getting Vivitrol and then constantly, getting their next injection every month like they're supposed to, then it's probably great. And methadone, like I said, yeah, methadone is addicting too. I know. So my thoughts, but I don't know enough. Don't get me wrong. I don't know enough about opiate addiction or methadone. I'm just saying the way I see it from somebody on the outside looking in. If you got to be on it forever, what's the fucking point? What's the point? And here's another thing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And this might sound judgmental or fucked up, but I know people who have quit heroin cold turkey. As far as, don't get me wrong, I knew a girl specifically named Doris. She's dead now because she relapsed, so maybe she's not the best example. But at one point, she locked herself in a fucking room, literally, for like 4 or 5 days. Okay, and she just sweated it out and went through the pain and suffering, and she was a severe heroin addict. And then she stayed clean for a very long time. Now, I know what you're going to say. Well, yeah, but if she was on methadone, maybe she wouldn't have relapsed. Maybe not, but she'd be on methadone. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to start treating heroin like every other drug. You just got to come off it at some point, and that's it. You're off everything. But it seems like there's a lot of excuses, and I know heroin is probably the most severe addiction out there. But it seems there's a lot of excuses why people still need to be on something that's very much like heroin to get off of heroin. So I don't understand. Why? Yeah, I know, J Fid. Yeah, she was willing to die at that point. She didn't care. Very dangerous. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you know, J Fid, but I was an alcoholic. I had my first time going through alcohol withdrawal 12 hours after I took my last drink because I decided to quit cold turkey. I had a grand mal seizure. They wound up having to snow me with Ativan, put me in a coma. I was in cardiac intensive care, all that shit. Second time, I had to be medically detoxed in a psych ward. Third time was when I had 10% of my heart function left, and I was hospitalized for 12 days. I understand the dangers of quitting cold turkey. But I mean, like, okay, let's just say you go to a rehab, like the one I went to, or any rehab, right? Um, Sorry, guys, these things are so fucking big. You really got to pull on them. I gotta admit, this does taste good. I'm not gonna front. This does taste good. It tasted better than the last one. Cigars are tricky. Um, I don't know. I mean, say you go to a rehab. Okay, you get medically detoxed. Then you're in there for say 30 days. Maybe they give you a few months worth of Suboxone when you get out. Because I do know from people I was in rehab with, a regular doctor can't give you Suboxone, I believe. It has to be a special doctor. Is that right? I'm not sure. So they give you Suboxone for a couple of months and then that's it. I mean, I know I've said myself, it seems to me like heroin addiction never leaves you. Like, no matter how long you're clean, it's always in the back of your mind. But I think most addicts deal with that. I'm very lucky. I'm somebody who was able to quit and I don't think about it that much. Um, but I think most addicts have the temptations and stuff, and a lot of them don't relapse. So why is it that heroin addicts can't get clean and just be clean? Why? And you guys can correct me. Maybe there's something I don't know, but I don't understand. I mean, after a certain amount of time, your brain starts functioning again in the right way, and it doesn't need the heroin anymore. It's just a mental addiction now. So I don't understand. Methadone is good for you, but you have to decrease. Let me open this window. Hold on, guys. I can't stand smoking cigars in the house. I hate doing it. That's why I do it very rarely. It's too much fucking smoke. Methadone is good, but you have to decrease your dose. I was on for 3.5 years, got up to 180 milligram tops, and started coming down. It saved my life, but you have to work it right. Well, then there you go. Like that, I understand. But you came off it after 3.5 years. What is the? And I'm not even. This is not an attack show. I'm not even going after Johnny Mac. I'm so shocked by a person having to be on methadone for 8 years. Now, let's face it, like I said, it's not an attack show, but he's a weak person in general. He's somebody who has to be on something all the time. I'm sure if it's up to him, he'll be on methadone until the day he dies. But he's probably not the only one who's been on methadone that long. Right? What could possibly be the excuse for that? Christopher Welty, if you're on methadone, Suboxone, or any other narcotic to help you stay clean, in my opinion, you're not clean. Oh, mine too. Mine too. Even though I will say, certain things like Suboxone or methadone, if they'll keep you off of heroin, and there's an end game, you know what I mean? Like there's a light at the end of the tunnel where, okay, now I can be clean. Then yeah, I believe in medical assisted treatment and all that, definitely, or medicine assist, whatever it is. But there's got to be a fucking end point. How long can you fucking have to stay on something? Listen, my opinion is every fucking recovering addict needs to learn how to just be clean and sober and have a clear head. They have to learn it eventually. But I feel like this methadone and shit, it gives you a way and a reason to just put it off, put it off, put it off. I don't agree with that. Oh, really, Duchess of Petty? That could be tough because shopping addiction is endless. It's like gambling. You know what I mean? It's not like you can OD. Like with drugs, no matter what drug you're on, you can only take a certain amount before you drop fucking dead. But shopping addiction is like gambling. You could spend every fucking dime you have. So I can understand that being a misery. Food addiction, I really don't know enough about it. And I know that a lot of addicts look at food addiction and don't take it seriously because it doesn't seem comparable to drug and alcohol addiction. And I'll be honest with you, I'm one of them. But I know of enough people who have had eating disorders that at this point I have to believe it's a real addiction. And Duchess of Petty, if you ever want to share, please do. So boxing works, but you still have to detox for 3 days of misery, cold turkey. Um, yeah, I mean, is it? Wait a minute, is it? Because this girl Savannah that I was in rehab with, I think they just made her wait 24 hours. Is it 3 days? The fuck is this noise I'm hearing? Hold on, guys. I have no idea. I know people have been on methadone for 30 years. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro. Listen, I have all types of sympathy and empathy for addicts of any kind. But nah, bro, 30 years? Fuck out of here, man. Come on. Seriously? See, maybe I'm not the best person to do these shows because I know drug and alcohol counselors, not like I am one, but I mean people that generally run type groups and AA groups and different things like that. They're supposed to be sympathetic to anyone with any addiction for any amount of time, and they got to make excuses for them left and right, and tell them how it's a disease and nothing's your fault. I just don't fall into that category. If you're on methadone for 30 fucking years, you might as well be on heroin. I hate to say that. When are you gonna? I mean, come on. You're just weak, aren't you? I'm sorry. I know this is fucked up. This goes against most addiction and recovery type of talk, but let's be honest, guys. I know someone who's been on methadone for 20 years and he still does every drug under the sun. Exactly. Fucking Johnny Mac. You know what I mean? Same shit. Miss can't be wrong. I agree with that statement. Christopher Welty, medication is absolutely great to keep you from using, but it does not mean you're clean. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Not at all. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Medication is absolutely great. Oh, okay. I read that one. Hold on. Hey, FBS. Hope you're doing good. My cousin died of a drug overdose. You mean recently, John DeLong? Even whether recently or not, I'm so sorry for your loss. It's horrible, man. You weaned down from Suboxone over a year, and your receptors are healed. There you go. That's the way to do it. It sounds great to me. You know what I'm saying? Sounds great to me. By the way, Joe, my cousin Joey died actually just a few months ago. Uh, Same thing. That's scary. She could have had seizures. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. She knew all that. She just didn't care anymore. She was suffering. I was asking Kimberly about methadone treatment when she was a medical director of a clinic, and she said 8 years of continuous treatment is not medically appropriate. It's 18 months only. Thank you, Don. Don has the answer to every fucking thing. To everything. Don, I'm going to call you after the show and I'm going to ask you how I can make $1 million in 30 days. I have a feeling you could give me the answer. Walt Liquor, being on methadone is like being on diabetes medication. Once you are on a stable dose, it does not get you high at all. Then what's the fucking point? What's the point? What, that it just keeps you from craving heroin? Oh yes, the guy died in jail here withdrawing. The parents sued the jail, and the rules are. Oh my god, that happened here too. It happens in jails all over the fucking place. There was a guy here died from alcohol withdrawal. He went in and he told them, "I'm a severe alcoholic." They said, "Well, just got to sweat it out." And he fucking died 2 days later. I quit dope cold turkey. It was brutal, but never took methadone. Well, props to you, man. This can't be wrong. My granddad detoxed from booze while in a coma. Hard for my mother to watch. He was in ICU. They wouldn't let me in to see him. At the time, I was 11 at the time. Jesus Christ. JFit, I project managed our detox center to get it open. It's staffed with medics for all the reasons we're talking about, to divert people from jail and get them into inpatient. That's a good thing, JFit. So you're actually working in the field. That's excellent. Al Khayyam Putz. It's about changing the subconscious self image from one of I use to I don't use, which is the purpose or goal for any therapy. Yeah, I would think so. Oh, okay, gotcha. See, Don Berlin has the answer for everything. I got a buddy that has been on Suboxone for years. He has pain management issues, so I believe they give him that to treat pain and to keep him off opioids. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Does Suboxone help with pain? Methadone is fine if you don't intend to be on for that long. All that stuff ruins the liver. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Look at Johnny Mack. To hear him tell it, he has stage 9 liver cancer or whatever, liver disease, liver something, cirrhosis. Quitting is one thing. Staying clean is the challenge. I learned through many failed attempts that I needed a lifestyle change. Like I can't lie, cheat, steal, none of that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a lifestyle fucking change. It is. It's the best way to say it too. Like I basically, this is the way I see it. I've gone from using to not using. That's it. I'll give you an example. When I went to rehab, the doctor he put me on a bunch of different shit, but most of it was different vitamins and shit like that. The only real medications I believe he gave me was gabapentin and um, he put me on hydroxyzine for like anxiety. And what was the other thing? I can't believe I can't think of this. Trazodone. Oh, so it was 4 things. My bad. and escitalopram, which is like Celexa. Now, I've just recently got myself off of Celexa. I told the doctor I don't think I need it anymore. I weaned from 20 milligrams to 10 milligrams to 5 milligrams to nothing. So as of this week, I am off Celexa. Um, Gabapentin was never. I know it's prescribed to a lot of people to help with alcohol. With just help with their recovery as far as temptations and stuff. But I never. It was not prescribed to me for that reason, as far as I know. I told the rehab doctor that I needed to be able to fucking sleep because it's one of the main reasons I used. So he put me on gabapentin for sleep. Escitalopram, it's obvious. Anytime you quit an addiction, they're going to put you on an antidepressant because things can get very dark and dreary. Your brain is not wired right yet. And the hydroxyzine, like I said, it's just for anxiety because when you're coming off of something, you're fucking anxious as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So that was it. Psychiatrist prescribes the Suboxone and they tell you to address the mental addiction as well as the physical. Oh, psychiatrists? Really? I didn't know they prescribed Suboxone. Dornblade's Lash. Yeah, it's a nasty addiction. I still get cravings because of pain relief, but I refuse to be a slave to opiates. It's so painful. Withdrawal. But you're supposed to wean down from methadone. Yeah, that's all. Just, you know what I mean? I understand, guys. Listen, I know I've known people that have gone through heroin withdrawal. I just told you a story about my friend Dora. I know it's agonizing. I mean, I've never been through it, but I can only imagine. I think I'll tell you what I think it is with alcohol and heroin. Alcohol withdrawal is absolutely fucking agonizing. It's the worst pain and suffering I've ever experienced in my life, and it will kill you. There's no doubt about it. You will die if you're a severe alcoholic. And I'm not talking about guys. Listen, if you drink a case of beer a day and when you come off it, you got the shakes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you were a severe alcoholic who drank liquor every fucking day for an extended period of time, and your brain is addicted to the point where you can't eat without drinking first. You know what I mean? You can't sleep without drinking. You wake up in the middle of the night just because you're starting to go through withdrawal in your sleep. So you got to drink more. You know what I'm saying? That type of withdrawal. That's what I went through. And I'm fucking telling you. I wanted to put my head through a wall. I tried to. I was banging my fucking head against the wall. I was in so much pain. I was fucking pouring sweat. I threw up everything I had in my stomach. My friend gave me a cup of water with a straw. I was like this with both hands. I was just spilling it all over the fucking place. And then I had a seizure and I almost died. And I'm telling you, it's the worst agony I ever went through. But I actually think, pain wise, heroin is probably worse as far as physical pain. But for the most part, heroin withdrawal will not kill you. But I think they're pretty close together as far as the pain you suffer. So I understand if you need something to come off it. I do. But I mean, how long? Okay, like the initial withdrawal, isn't that like 3 or 4 days? And then that's it. I know your receptors and all that. I know it takes time. I know you're for your brain to start creating dopamine again, or your body, whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? um, your brain, obviously. Um, but how long? I mean, how long do you have to be on something? It is an unhealthy self-image that requires the use of Suboxone after some time. JM says he is in liver failure, but on a high dosage of methadone. His liver enzymes must be through the roof. Probably. I'm surprised the doctors or clinics don't monitor methadone at some point. Say, hey, we need to start slowly decreasing. That almost sounds neglectful. Yeah, really. JFit, I agree 100%. Relapse is part of recovery. Not all people relapse, but people shouldn't be ashamed if they relapse. Nope. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Um, Like I said, the rehab I was in, it was about 12 people altogether. It might have been 13 with me. I can't remember, but there was 12 people. I know that. Pretty much everybody relapsed that I know of. You know what I mean? Within a year of getting out of there. Because I stayed in contact with many of them. At first, all of them. I haven't relapsed, but I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There's a reason I think I put myself there. I woke up one morning, okay, in a very weird predicament in a hotel room with a fucking 20-year-old girl who I had no idea who she was, and I was fucking, basically suffering through withdrawal, and it was a fucking nightmare. I put myself in rehab. Every single other person, I think with the exception of one, and I'm not even sure about that, they were all put there by an employer, their kids, their husband, their wife, somebody. And that goes back to, what we say all the time with addiction and recovery. You can't force somebody into it. They have to be ready. Um, oh, God, Benny D over. We'll save that for another show. Let me go down here. Wait a minute. What did Tony Duck say? Tony Ducks is one of my favorite people. There really is no science to how long you have to wait before you can start taking a boxing. It's a boxing. The issue is if you take it too fast, you will go into precipitated withdrawals. Oh, okay, Tony. Understood. It must be an addiction that can be lived with and harmless. Charm City. What do you mean, Mia Salazar? It must be an addiction that can be lived with and harmless. I'm not sure what you mean. Charm City, FBS. Have you heard that about that electronic device that they put in your ear? It's supposed to allow you to get through withdrawal without any meds. No, and I'm not surprised they have something like that. Yeah, it's insane, Jason. Let me get down closer to the bottom. Hey, FBS, I saw a crazy comment about Lefty. Is he okay, bro? Bro, listen, man. This is what I'm going to say to that. Because I was thinking about maybe mentioning him on this show today. Let me get back to it in a second. You can't understand unless you've been there. It's such a devastating addiction, worse than alcohol. Oh, I believe it's a worse addiction as far as because, like I said, I know a lot of people who have quit drinking and they just quit drinking. You know, what I mean? I'm saying they got medically detoxed, but I mean that's it. They just never drank again. I don't know many heroin addicts who have quit. I mean, every heroin addict I've ever known, I think, uh, no matter how many times they quit, they wound up back on it. My friend Dora, I'll just give you a quick rundown. I won't even tell you her whole story. Me and her were very close, so to speak, for years. We would fuck around. You know what I mean? We were always I guess you could say we each other's booty call for a lot of years. You know what I mean? I'd be bored sitting around fucking, hey Dora, why don't you come over? And she would do the same with me, shit like that. You know what I mean? And we did spend time together. Every now and then we'd actually go hang out, drink, you know what I mean? We just go out to dinner, whatever. But we were never really girlfriend, boyfriend because I wasn't the type of dude that could be a boyfriend at the time. I just didn't believe in relationships for years. And she was not the type of girl that could be a girlfriend. I had a lot of love for her. I honestly loved Dora to death. I really did. And I talked to her a lot of times and I told her, Dora, you are gorgeous. You have a beautiful body. You're very outgoing and well spoken. You're a very smart person. You can be any fucking thing. You can be with anybody. Fuck all the street guys and all that. Stop fucking with them. You can wind up with a fucking doctor if you play your cards right. You could really have a good life. And she never listened to me. So that was our relationship. You know what I mean? I would call her at certain times. I guess you could say she would call me at certain times. Every now and then we'd actually spend time together like a boyfriend and girlfriend, but we never had any commitment. We never even talked. There was never even a period of time where we talked every day. You know what I'm saying? So you get the point. Anyway, at one point, her kid's father got out of prison. And within, I think, 3 months, he was dead. Her and the kids found him on the bathroom floor, dead with a needle in his arm. That is when Dora decided to lock herself in a room and go cold turkey. Okay? And she got clean for a while, but not for long. You know what I'm saying? And then I found out. Well, see, I was very close with her cousin. Me and Andrew were best friends, and Andrew died about, I guess you'd say, what was it? Probably about 2 years ago. He died on a motorcycle, and then I think it was maybe a couple of months later. I went on Facebook and I saw that she had died. You know what I mean? And then I talked to some family of hers, and from what they told me, it almost seemed like she deliberately did a little too much heroin and fentanyl at once. You know what I'm saying? To end her own life. But now there's 3 kids without a mother or a father. You know what I'm saying? And this beautiful person, Dora, this who was honestly a sweetheart. Dora would do anything for you. Absolute angel, gorgeous girl, who loved her kids dearly, but never knew how to be a mother because she was always, always, always a fucking addict. Now she's gone. You know what I'm saying? I remember it got so bad at one point that I went to her mother's house I believe it was East Princess, and I was talking to her, and her arm was just all fucked up bad, like it looked like her arm had been eaten away. And I said, what the fuck happened? I guess she couldn't find veins, so she was skin popping. She got infections in her arm, and it actually ate part of her arm away to where they had to fucking take a piece of meat basically from her thigh. They had to take skin from her thigh and graft her fucking arm. I mean, it was so bad. So bad. Okay, I'm Soretti. Usually a few days. All right, so let me get to. I'm going to end this show soon because unfortunately, guys, I got to do some fucking shit now that I don't feel like doing. Lefty. I'm going to say that. Now, first of all, let me start off by saying, as you guys know, I got a lot of love for Lefty. I believe I was the first person on here to ever speak to Lefty. Like, Lefty popped up by. He would be in the chat as Lefty Guns. And he would fucking cash at me all the time. I mean, very generous, $50, $100, all the time. And then one night he cashed at me. Gemini 44. Let me see. Wait, what'd you say? I sent the link to this show to Missy, hoping she could come into the chat. She's such a great resource for recovery med clinic stuff. Oh, awesome. Okay. So, I keep getting distracted by comments. So Lefty, one time well, you know what? I'm not going to get into all that because it's his business. I went over it once before when I shouldn't have. I'll just say this. I got a lot of love for the dude because he's been around for a long time, and I believe me and him had a true friendship at one point, and I got love for him till this day. I wish him nothing but the best, but I need everybody to understand I have tried everything with Lefty. Even when we were enemies, he can tell you himself that I was going to drive. I was on the phone with Common Sense. I said, fuck it, bro. Because I saw him fall out in his goddamn hotel room live on stream. I said, I'm coming to Connecticut. I don't give a fuck, bro. We'll force him into a facility, whatever it takes. And he told Lefty, and Lefty basically told me to go fuck myself. So I knew that my presence there wasn't going to do any good. Might have even made things worse. But the other night I saw him... oh my God, Lisa. Oh, God. What a fucking weird comment. You guys over there are absolutely classless, aren't you? Anyway, thank you, JFid, for the $10. I don't think it's an excellent stream, but I appreciate you. I saw him the other night fall out on camera again. You know what I mean? Somebody told me the timestamp to go to, and it was like fucking 40 minutes, no, maybe 20 minutes of him just dropping his phone, hitting the ground. Then he'd get up, look at his phone, drop it again, hit the ground. Listen, Lefty, I love you, bro, but you're going to die. And we're watching it happen. And you won't do anything to stop it. So I am to the point where I just believe Lefty wants to die. That's all. And you know what? I guess as sad as that is, there's nothing anybody can do to force anyone to do something they don't want to do. There's nothing. So I don't know what to say. I'll be devastated if that winds up happening, but how could it not at this point? He doesn't see himself as being as bad off as he is. Or I don't know. Listen, Lefty, and I don't even want you to get pissed off. I know it's fucked up for me to be talking about you right now, but you got to understand, I'm doing it out of concern, bro. And I'm not the only one, bro. All your friends are concerned and worried about you, but I don't bother you anymore because I know you don't want to be bothered. I know it. I've tried everything. You know I did from the very beginning. The first time I saw you kind of nod out on Gunsmoke Show, I reached out to you, and it was before anybody even really knew you, and I told you, bro, I'll do anything I can to help you. Please let me help you. And he said, no, I'm fine. So, you know, what do you do? There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. So, you know, listen, to me, I fall out on camera. I couldn't imagine a better rock bottom, you know what I mean? But a better example of rock bottom, I should say. But he doesn't care. He leaves the videos up. He keeps it moving. He does it again. It's like, I don't know if it's a cry for help or he just doesn't give a fuck. I don't know. But all I could say, Lefty, is I wish you the best. And if you ever do decide you need help, bro, I'll do any fucking thing I can to help you. I don't care if I have to travel, if I have to spend money. I don't care. But you know, until then, I'm just going to leave you alone. That's it. Lefty's always welcome on my show. I wish him the best with his show, but I'm just not going to bother him about it because I've tried and it doesn't work. Duchess of Petty, $9.99. It has been a great stream. Thank you, Duchess of Petty. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that Lisa. I mean, what a fucking animal. Not only is that this just a weird fucking. How's your asshole just pounding your? I mean, what? What do you have? Fantasies about two guys being together? You fucking freak, whore, cunt, bitch, slut, fucking animal. Why don't you come on here so I could verbally just tear you to fucking shreds and put you in therapy for the rest of your life? You fucking cunt pig. How about that, bitch? Say something disgusting on an addiction and recovery show where we're trying to help people. Stand-up guy can suck my dick. If I ever saw him in person, I'd beat him within inches of his fucking life. I guarantee you. Okay, I don't give a fuck about him. Why do you think I don't pay attention to him? I'm stand-up guy's boss. I'm the one here that counts. Stand-up guy is peripheral. He doesn't fucking matter. How you like that, Lisa? I hope you fucking die, you fucking cunt bitch. Sorry, guys. I went off a little bit. Lefty, you have support and friends. You are worth it. Yeah, absolutely. He is, man. He's a good dude, but he's a smart kid, you know? Clever, witty, all that shit. Anyone that needs anything, reach out to me. I'll be glad to listen. Miss Can't Be Wrong said. And same goes for me. FBS, it's always the shows you think aren't that good that are the best. Yeah, I know. I'm like that with a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm my own worst critic. You know what I'm saying? What did I hear somebody say the other day? My only enemy is my inner me, I think. My only enemy is my inner me. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up in the head. I'll be the first to tell I'm OCD. I'm nuts about a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But these shows mean so much to me. These shows mean so much to me that, you know, I want them to be perfect. So when they're not, I feel like they have to come down. That's why. Why do you think I'm going crazy about the camera? I will not fucking accept this blurry shit. I look fucking terrible. The fucking books are, everything's blurry. Motherfuck. You know what I gotta do too? Well, you don't care. Why should you? Hold on. Lefty, we all love you and your life is important. Yeah, we do, and it is, bro. Anything that gets us talking about recovery is excellent. FBS, it removes stigma, what? I don't know what that word is. I don't know what that is. But remove stigma, maybe? I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah. It's good. It's good to talk recovery shit. Yeah, you can't type. I can tell. You fucked that all up. Yeah, it's good to talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad we actually wound up still talking about addiction and recovery on this stream because I didn't know where it was going to go in the beginning. It's important. It gives everybody a little comfort. It lets everyone know they're not alone. And I'm sure it's good for me whether I realize it or not, but simply because it's a constant reminder of my recovery. And you know what I mean? Because sometimes, like with me, I think so little about drug use and alcohol use that I sometimes I almost forget I'm in recovery because my life has been so fucking. It's been normal for a long time now, for 4 years. Almost. June will be 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's good for me too, and it's therapeutic for me. I get to get things off my chest, tell you guys some stories. Sometimes I get a little emotional with you, you know. But it's still hands down the most important thing I do on this channel. Yeah, not that girl. I know, and it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Oh, there you go. I'm so ready. Look at that. Anyone in my chat, my DMs are always open. If anyone needs to talk about anything, you're a good dude. I'm so ready. And F. Lee Cole. That's M. Soretti's favorite thing to say. Now I post it on his Facebook. Anytime he posts anything, I'm going to say F. Lee Cole in the comments. He is another trust fund addict. He will keep going until the money runs out, and he's left to deal with it with no life skills and no parents to pay for the best lawyers. Let me read that again. Yeah, Shane, I hate to say that about Lefty. Yeah, but he is. He's definitely a rich kid. You know what I mean? So it's harder. And I think, you know, he has a lot of money because of it. And it's not good. There's nothing more dangerous than an addict with I won't say unlimited resources, but with a lot of resources, a lot of money, in other words. I would say wealthy. I don't think he's to the point of wealth, but you know what I'm saying. That's what put people like I used to always think about that with Artie Lang. Like, God damn, this motherfucker. Yes. All right. Yeah, have a good time. My stepson's going to a church event. Yeah, I know, right? Um, yeah, I used to think about that with Artie. Like, God damn, this motherfucker. There's no stopping how much heroin he can do. You know what I mean? When you got money like that, that was my problem with cocaine. There was no limit. I didn't run out of cocaine. I fucking had tons of it all the time. I had, you know what I mean? Like I could do as much as I could do without dying, basically. And then I almost died. Otis Driftwood, 1999. This is why I got respect for you. You're always trying to help people. That's a great job, bro. These shows help me tremendously. Bro, thank you for saying that, Otis. And thank you for coming around. I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for the super chat, of course. Yeah, bro. I do my best. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm glad you have no idea how much it means to me that these shows help you and other people. It means the world to me. But it's truly who I am, guys. Whether anybody wants to believe it or not, there is nothing I won't do to help someone. It's just who I am. You know what I mean? And especially with drug and alcohol addiction because it hits so close to home. You know what I mean? I'm in recovery myself. Tony Ducks, 100,000%. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to text you back about that. Yeah. Lefty is the worst kind of addict with unlimited. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yeah. It's dangerous. Not that girl. It's hard to set and watch somebody you really care about do these things to themselves. My friend just lost her 30-year-old son to H and fentanyl. Oh yeah, it's devastating. It is. It's so fucking hard. It's so hard, man. And I'm so sorry, because I'm sure that's your loss as well. But for your friend, that's terrible. 30-year-old son of fuck. What a fucking waste. Could you imagine all the things that wouldn't have happened in this world? The crime, the fucking everything. Sex crimes, financial crimes, street crimes. If it wasn't for drugs, all the deaths. Do you know how many fucking people had to have died from drugs just in the past 20 years alone? It's got to be fucking astronomical. Astra fucking nomical. It has to be. It has to be. Sean Campbell says, "You're a good dude, FBS." Thank you, bro. Let me tell you why. Listen, well, I won't get into that, but um, it's a huge part of my goal in life now to be as good as I can and help as many people as possible, because I truly was a horrible fucking human being. Don't get me wrong. I was always the type of guy who would give a friend the shirt off my back, anything he needed, or anyone that was in need. You know what I mean? I was always nice. I always tried to help people, but I was just a bad fucking guy. I was thinking yesterday about what a true piece of shit I was my whole life. So if I could do anything to help anyone now, it means the fucking world to me. The interview with Chip Mayhew's ex was amazing. That lady rules. Yeah, I know. I know. That was a fucking classic. Um, that was a classic. Fucking Rosalie's the shit. You never even think about drugs anymore. It's good, not that girl. It's very good. And if you're new, by the way, welcome. It's always good to have new people. Rich kid addicts always have that soft landing. Yeah. Yep. Padre, $10. Thank you so much. Guys, you know I don't ask for donations on these shows. I'm surprised people are donating, but it's all good. I appreciate it. It's forcing out the unhealthy and replacing it with the healthy. It requires a repetition of thoughts until it works. Well said. Don Berlin, sadly, one day, much too soon, we'll all be attending the first on-air MobTube funeral, and we will be able to say, all we will be able to say is goodbye, my friend Lefty. As sad as it is, Don, it's absolutely fucking true. I've been saying that for a while now, for a long time. To certain friends that I speak to about this kid, it's a goddamn shame. But you know, I watched him the other night, and I don't want to talk too much about Lefty. I feel like I'm talking behind his back, but I think he knows where I'm coming from. I don't think he'll be mad at me. When I was watching him fall out repeatedly on that show the other night, there was two chicks on there. I don't know who these two girls were, but these two motherfuckers are just sitting there while he's collapsing on goddamn camera. I mean, they're just talking. They just keep talking and talking and talking, and Lefty his phone just hit the fucking floor. Like, he obviously fell out. And then it happened again, and they just kept talking. I'm like, who is this? Who are these two? Are you kidding me? You don't say, "Oh my God, Lefty, are you okay? Should I call somebody?" Like, has it become commonplace that people are just like, "Oh, Lefty OD'd again. Well, let's just keep talking about my wedding." What the fuck is going on? Being around and selling pills is what made me take it to another level. Oh, I'm sure, bro. That's always when it's most dangerous, bro, when you have that supply. Yes, Miss can't be wrong. I believe he is too. I know he's hurting. I know. Listen, I did some research in the left. He lost a lot of people in the last few years. I'm sure he's got a lot of pain. But, you know, dying isn't going to help. Hervé Van Gill, Sicilian, I quit cold turkey. Well, it won't help the people around him. There's people that love him. You know what I'm saying? Sicilian, I quit cold turkey with alcohol. What helped me to quit was every time I thought and saw a bottle, it reminded me of how negative I had become. It forced me to quit. Oh, I feel you, bro. Same thing, man. Same here, bro. All I'm very fortunate to only think about the bad things when I think about ever using again. I think about what would happen within days. Within days. And my whole life would fall apart. Within days. That's all it would take. So fuck that. I don't know Yorkville Charlie. I didn't even see avatars. I just yes, Padre Rosetta. Yes, I have. I have. I saw a Vice documentary on it. It's fucked up. Yeah, it's fucked up. Dangerous shit. Listen, I've always said that there's got to be a systematic effort to kill people off. It's population control or something. I mean, if you look back through the history with the Black Panthers and stuff, and this is true, the mafia and certain politicians were absolutely responsible for flooding black neighborhoods with drugs, especially in like California and LA and stuff like that. So that was a systematic effort. They put as much heroin as they could in those neighborhoods to kill off. They wanted to kill off the Black Panthers because of what they were up to, but they were killing off black people in general. Now it appears that there's just some sort of governmental or systematic effort to just because listen, there always was. I mean, I always said before I heard the story of Freeway Rick Ross, before I heard that story, I used to say since I was a teenager, who in the fuck? I want to know who on the street, what street guy just was sitting around one day and thought, oh, if I take powder cocaine and add water and baking soda, I will cook out all of the impurities, all the cut and all that. I will make it basically pure cocaine in a smokable form. It will be 10 times as potent, 10 times as addictive, and I'll make even more money off of it because I'll be adding coke. I'll be adding product to every batch I cook. Okay. I always said there's no fucking way. Nobody in the hood ever came. And then you look at the story of Freeway Rick Ross. He was taught by the CIA how to cook cocaine. And I believe it 1,000%, guys, because how else? How else? And now this new shit, trank dope, all this new shit that pops up. What do you think? Somebody in the hood is coming up with these ideas, figuring this shit out? No, it's somebody's being taught these new things. These new drugs and shit are coming from some fucking where. Yeah, it started with Freebase. Yeah, I know. But you think somebody it's just like how the drugs get here. In New Jack City, was it New Jack City? I don't know, where they said um, something like no brother from the hood ever flew a plane full of cocaine into this country, something like that. Maybe it was on one of the songs from the soundtrack. I forget. Was the song "Dick in the Dirt"? I forget, but it's true. Like, look around. How does all this shit get here? And what do you think? Like the cartels and shit that get it here? You think they just do that without the government knowing? The government got caught years ago. I forget. I'll read the story sometime. The U.S. government was working with a fucking cartel to flood America with cocaine. That is a fact. So, I don't know, man. It pisses you off because all these people are losing their lives. I mean, it even seems like shit's placed certain, like the hillbilly heroin thing with Oxy. Like, I watched the documentary basically about mountain people in West Virginia and shit, and how every fucking buddy in these little towns, they're all hooked on it. It's like, it's crazy, man. Like the places it ends up. And I think now it's just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think it's everywhere. Macklemore in that song says, now it's getting attention because Sarah, Katie, and Billy, you know what I mean? He's talking about the white kids in the suburbs. That's why all of a sudden heroin and even fentanyl is getting so much attention now because of who it's affecting. If it was just killing off people in the ghettos, you think anybody would give a fuck to the point where they tried to stop it? No, of course not. Gary Webb, Dark Alliance book on it. Yep. Absolutely. And he's the one that supposedly killed himself, right? Shot himself in the back of the head. Wasn't that Gary Webb? I believe so. Yeah. Sure he did. And they're stronger and stronger. Yes, they are. Our government has been screwing us over, especially the poorer class, since their inception period. 100%. And that's why I say I don't care about Republicans or Democrats. I don't care if it's Biden or Trump. If you, no matter what your political affiliation, believes that that president or anybody in the Senate, or if you believe that they care about us, regular people, middle class people, lower middle class people, you're out of your fucking mind. The only people who count to anyone in government is the richest 1%. Never forget, the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 99% combined. Think about that shit. If any Trump supporter ever thought that Trump gave a fuck about a working man, you're out of your gut. Again, you're crazy. You're crazy. Same thing with Biden. I don't give a fuck who it is. They don't care. They care about their donors. They care about the people that are going to fucking fund their re-election campaigns and shit like that. I don't give a fuck, Democrat or Republican. Now, I say more with Trump because you got to realize this guy's a billionaire. He literally looked down on people who worked for a living his entire life. But, they're all like that. They're all like that. They don't give a fuck about us. They never did. They never did. They don't care what we're dying from. White, black, or indifferent. It doesn't matter. They don't. Yeah, Iran-Contra with Freeway Rick Ross. Yeah. The Contras. Yeah, that's how they were funding it. Cocaine money. You know what I mean? But that's not what I was talking about with the government. I got to find the story because I'm going to sound crazy. I'm telling you, there was a story from a few years ago. The U.S. government was working with a specific Mexican cartel, and they were allowing shipments of cocaine to come in to certain states in this country. You know what I mean? They were allowing it to flood the country, really. That's it. It's an absolute fact. Yeah, it was all about the CIA and Freeway Rick Ross. Yeah. Killing people in the ghettos since the 1920s. Yeah. CIA smuggled drugs to buy weapons for the Contras in Nicaragua. Exactly. That's how they funded that war. Yep. OD deaths went down under Trump. I don't believe that. You know what I mean? No Toe Sleepy Joe said 45 cares. I would expect you to say that. And even if they did, I mean, it's nothing he did. You know what I'm saying? It's like the unemployment argument. The unemployment rate had been going down for 8 fucking years before Trump. It was in that trajectory. Kermit the Frog could have been in office. It was still going to go down. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. To Tone, I saw that video on the cartel seizure, $10 million worth of guns made in America. There you go. Look at, what was that one thing called? I forget. Where they were, I forget. I don't want to sound stupid, so I won't say. Look through every single politician's donor list. All the biggest ones are pharmaceutical companies. Pharmaceutical companies and gun manufacturers. Yes. And the private prison industry. Yes, absolutely. That's who funds these motherfuckers. That's who funds them. Trump took more money from the private prison industry than any president ever. You know what I'm saying? But I will give him this, though. He did do some criminal justice reform. I'm not biased. I won't say, I'm not like CNN. They'll never give him credit for anything. MSNBC, I won't. I'll give you credit where credit's due. You know what I'm saying? But I'll also point out certain things you did, and you took more money from the private prison industry than anyone. And the pharmaceutical companies, why do you think weed isn't federally legal yet? Because it would fucking cost pharmaceutical companies $1 trillion a year, probably. Yeah, Eric, for sure. Oliver North was told to take that rap. They said they were swapping guns. It was cocaine. Yeah, the Wizard, exactly. Yeah. Miss Ashy Cat is a CC. She would go live every day and not off. From H, she would lie and say how clean she was. She only fooled herself and a few more. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy that they'll deny till the very end, man. They'll deny it till the very end. The government let crack flood black neighborhoods because they wanted them to kill each other off. It was sick. It's also why they left gangs around. Oh, but my God, yeah, for sure. Yeah, without a doubt. Like, look at, even in Chicago, the Cabrini Green projects. When they tore them down, it was almost like they did it on purpose because it was kind of segregated in those projects. They were almost keeping gangs away from each other. Once they tore those projects down, you know what I'm saying? It just made it even worse, and they knew that was going to happen. They want them to kill each other off, and drugs is a huge way to make it happen. All right, yes, they are. Trump, he did help the vets. He did do shit for the vets. Absolutely, yeah. I told you, I'm not like people think. I'm not that biased. I particularly don't like him, but I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. CIA also taught the mob to launder their heroin money through the Vatican Bank. Oh yeah, yeah. They listen. This is who's behind a lot of shit, man. Yeah, the wizard. Yeah, right. Even a child who knows they shouldn't do something but do it anyway is the same. In addiction is the same. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let me see. So I got to bounce. I don't do politics. All right, Duchess. There was lawsuits in Arizona of the private prison suing because they didn't have enough prisoners. I've been trying to help an innocent man. Oh, really? Wow. Well, good luck. Yeah, the private prison industry is fucking disgraceful. I know, Joey Electric. People followed politics like their football team. They treat it like a rivalry, both Democrats and Republicans. Not me, man. Because I'm smart enough to know they don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter who's in office. The Democrats don't care about us. The Republicans do not care about us. They care about themselves. They care about getting reelected. They care about bringing in that fucking those contributions, those political contributions. They care about getting their palms greased, so to speak. That's it. They're all in it for themselves. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure Duchess, if I was maybe speaking well of Trump, maybe you would have stayed. I don't know. I see that a lot. People generally are okay with politics as long as you're speaking, or I guess you could say, yeah, speaking on behalf of their favorite politicians. You know what I'm saying? Speaking favorably about them. I just listen. If anybody knows me on here, I talk bad about all politicians. I don't pick a side. I really don't. Pharmaceuticals would lose too much money if pot was legal. Oh my God, without a doubt, they lose. Yeah, of course, because a lot of things that marijuana can help that people wouldn't have to take as many pills anymore. Period. There's a lot of medications that could be eliminated if people had access to weed legally. Yeah. Michael Hensley, that's hilarious, and you're right. What's so sad? They make people believe they're doing the right thing. Nixon was Bush's, Reagan were all behind the war on drugs. Oh my God, bro. The war on drugs, the biggest fucking scam in the history of the world. Yeah. The worst thing that could happen to America, too, by the way. The crime and shit. I won't get into it. Don Berlin, look at the federal disclosure reports. Corrections Corporation of America gave millions of dollars to both parties to ensure mandatory minimum sentences to fill their bunks. Disgusting. 100%, Don Berlin. Yeah. CCA and the Geo Group, they're traded publicly on the fucking stock market. These are private prison corporations, private prison companies, whatever. And they absolutely have a profit incentive. So people get fed worse food. They get less of everything, and you could say, well, they're in prison, let them suffer. Yeah, well, a lot of people in prison are innocent. Okay. So, and a lot of people just don't belong there. If you put a fucking rapist and murderer right alongside of a guy who got too many DUIs and you think they're both equally, You know what I mean? They should be punished equally. There's something wrong with you. Or fuck DUIs, because that's even a brutal crime. A nonviolent drug offense. Put him next to a rapist or a murderer and say, well, they're both in prison. They both deserve to suffer. No, I don't believe so. Matter of fact, one of them doesn't even belong in prison. But yeah, yes, they absolutely pay off these politicians to push mandatory minimums and even longer sentences for each and every crime. Okay, especially drug offenses. This way they can keep those beds filled. They have contracts. The prison private prison corporations have contracts with the U.S. government. And the U.S. government is contractually obligated to keep those beds filled. It's got to be, I think, for the most part, it's like an 85% minimum. And if the government doesn't supply that many prisoners, they're still charged for each bed per day. Oh, that's a fact. Yeah, they want people in those beds. I told you, prison is a business, and they need customers. I watched that. I don't know if I ever saw that one, Rude Irish. Casey Robinson, $10. Glad I caught a show finally. Everyone battling addiction one day at a time. Yeah. Hold on one second. No to Sleepy Joe. No to Sleepy Joe. You're fucking hilarious. That joke is. I'm not even gonna put it up. And former president says CIA was forming into a very dangerous organization. I believe it was Truman, maybe Kennedy. Oh yeah, well, definitely. They were forming into that, and they now are a very dangerous organization. All right, guys, listen. I got to shut it down because I got to go, man. Chad has to go to work later, and I want to be able to spend some time with her before then, and I have to go to fucking Best Buy again yet, so my next show doesn't look like absolute dog shit. So thank you guys all for being here. Anybody who donated, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. Thank you for doing it. Everyone else, just for sharing in the comments section. And listen, guys, please consider next time, consider sharing. It would be nice to have someone on to tell their story. I don't care what your addiction was. Just please consider doing that. The numbers are right down at the bottom here on the ticker, National Addiction Hotline, Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Write those numbers down, put them on your refrigerator, put them in your pocket, your purse, your man bag, your wallet, your fucking fanny pack. If you're a kangaroo, put them in your pouch. Just keep them close by. All right, guys, thank you for everything. I love you all, and until next time, salute.